Hello everyone, it's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black the one and only, here with another exciting live stream. And in this video, I'm going to be surfing Reddit. Feel free to ask me anything, talk in the live chat, it's whatever. I'm mainly just searching through Reddit, looking at what the different posts say, thinking about it out loud kind of thing. I always find Reddit videos weird, like the concept of me like sitting around and reacting to them. But I think they can be fun. It's a nice way for me to not only explore the interesting parts of Reddit, but also to do so with you guys and for you guys to also have that experience. Right now, it looks like at the top of my best post is r/ who would win the Incredible Hulk versus every mosquito on the planet. So I want to hear their argument. So it's MCU Hulk and the mosquitoes can breed. Okay, they didn't really set up a really good argument. It has a little casual tag. I didn't watch because it's not a movie, but I read one earlier that went into a lot of detail and it was really worth looking at. You know what I mean? This just isn't that. This could have been a lot better. Let's see what the response is, though, to it. I wonder if people had a lot of creative ideas in the comments. So let's see. I don't think they could pierce his hide. Then if they do, radiation poisoning kills them off. Either way, mosquitoes would lose. Plus his thunderclap will kill droves at a time. I was thinking of a possibility where a bunch of mosquitoes could either enter inside Hulk's mouth and suffocate him, but thunderclap is indeed too OP here. Do I think every mosquito on the planet could kill the Hulk? I feel like that's a lot of mosquitoes. Like, I'm surprised the top comment isn't someone, like, doing the math and going, well, if every mosquito on the planet got together kind of thing. Because that's what I'm used to seeing for this kind of thing. Let's see, here we go. I think you're badly underestimating the sheer number of mosquitoes involved. There are an estimate 100 to 10,000 trillion ants in the world. Taking a conservative guesstimate, the total number of mosquitoes is probably only a couple of orders of magnitude less than that at the very least. So there's trillions of the little fuckers, as they say. Over 1,000 of every human alive. I think he means over 1,000, like for every human alive. The total biomass will be on the order of 1 billion kilograms, scaling from the article linked above. There we go. Somebody's doing the research. Because I do feel like this is a numbers game at a certain point when you start saying things like every blink of something on the planet. And according to this article, there are 17 trillion mosquitoes in Alaska alone. Why so many in Alaska? I guess would be my question. Speaking of questions I have, why is it that the Wi-Fi seems like it's acting weird? Stream health is orange right now. On my phone it says it's excellent, but my Wi-Fi connection looks good on my computer. So I don't know what's going on, but I hope that you guys aren't lagging too much. Definitely tell me in the live chat if there's a lot of lag or anything like that. I'd be more than happy to help if I can. Let's see. So maybe 100 trillion would be a more accurate estimate than 1 trillion. One of the above posts estimates 70 quadrillion instead. 70 quadrillion mosquitoes? That sounds obnoxious, but that seems a bit high to me. So I'm just going to use 100 trillion. Okay, so each mosquito weighs about 2.5 milligrams. So that's 250,000,000 kilograms worth of mosquitoes. That's the mass equivalent of the Golden Gate Bridge. The rest of his post has been edited accordingly. So, the mass equivalent of the Golden Gate Bridge. The Golden Gate Bridge, compared to the Incredible Hulk, doesn't seem that heavy. I don't know. I just feel like the Incredible Hulk doesn't care about that kind of thing. But let's keep going. Hulk can clap his hands all he wants, but he's not going to put a dent in their numbers. Even if he can kill 1,000,000 mosquitoes every second, it'll still take him 1,000,000 seconds, or 11 days, to kill 1 trillion mosquitoes. It'll take him over 3 years to kill the full 100 trillion, and in practice, he won't be able to kill that anywhere near many at once, unless millions are constantly swarming him and being replaced at the same time. But if all of the mosquitoes attack at once, he just dies. They probably can't kill him via blood sucking, but they will suffocate him if all of them do decide to rush him at once. A quarter of a billion kilograms is a quarter of a billion. A quarter of a billion kilograms is a quarter of a billion kilograms. He states it as like it's a hard fact. Hulk may be able to outrun them if he starts near the edge of the swarm, but if he starts even partially inside of it, he's deader than dead. Can they suffocate the Hulk to death? Hulk can get like KO'd by suffocation. Like I'm pretty sure the Hulk still needs to breathe. And I'm pretty sure gas works on the Hulk. Like you can knock the Hulk out. So the suffocation argument is an interesting idea. Since the mosquitoes can reproduce, the best outcome for the Hulk, where the Hulk starts a good distance away from the swarm and immediately runs instead of charging into it, is a draw. There are two damn mini mosquitoes, almost as spaghettos, and it's completely infeasible for the Hulk to track down and kill all of them. Right, I forgot about the concept of Hulk winning. Yeah, I don't think Hulk can win that. Like Hulk versus all the mosquitoes. I think the mosquitoes win because Hulk, if they don't try to actively go after them, like if the mosquitoes aren't just coming to Hulk, Hulk would have to travel the entire planet and try and take out the mosquito population. Like if he didn't want to just destroy the whole planet and he just wanted to kill the mosquitoes, I feel like it would be difficult. That being said, if Hulk's trying to get the victory here, excuse me, Hulk could just destroy the Earth, right? I feel like if Hulk jumped into the air, smashed the whole planet, you don't even have to worry about the mosquitoes anymore. They're not going to survive in space. That would be like a hard KO. So I think people are forgetting the idea of Hulk taking out the mosquitoes by just taking out the world. There's nothing in the post that says he couldn't try to do that. This is MCU Hulk. Oh snap. MCU Hulk isn't that strong. Like, I haven't seen the MCU Hulk do anything that would be comparable to like planet busting. MCU Hulk is dead. Yeah, he can suffocate. I forgot that we were using like the cinematic universe Hulk. He has like no chance. That sounds right. So, most of the trillion will starve in a relatively short period of time if they're all brought to one location, but too many will survive for him to stand a chance at wiping them out, unless the Hulk himself is the only food source in the presumably large combat area, and he starts far away from the 100 trillion million mosquitoes, is a stalemate. Yeah, I don't think it's a stalemate. The mosquitoes I do think stomp. MCU Hulk just isn't good enough. If it was like comic book Hulk, this would be a different fight. But Hulk from the Marvel Cinematic Universe is not ready for this kind of challenge. I don't think he's ever fought something on this scale before. Let's see, mosquito stomp. There are enough of them to get into Hulk's mouth in insane quantities, and Hulk has to breathe, so he has to open his mouth, or they can get in via his nose. They literally completely fill the insides of Hulk, rendering him unable to live, or at least knocking him out. True, and I think Hulk's reaction to that would be to punch himself in the face. I don't think he would immediately think, oh, I need to do a thunderclap. He might try to roar. I don't know how well the roar will help, though. Because I imagine they'll immediately, like, as soon as one gets in his mouth, it'll probably be fast enough to also go down his throat. So I don't know. But I definitely do feel like that's something Hulk's not ready for. Yeah. So this post was interesting. Still feel like if they had picked not MCU Hulk, that would have been a more interesting fight. Huh. Do you know this person? That's a cute little picture. Okay, would you rather posts I think are actually pretty cool. Would you rather and who would win? I think are a couple of my favorite Reddits outside of the meme Reddits. So would you rather get a swastika tattoo on your chest the size of your head and 50K worth of Bitcoin, or a tattoo on your neck that says YOLO and a lifetime supply of mangoes? Hmm. I feel like the swastika tattoo on your chest is going to cause a lot of problems. Um, but I also feel like getting the YOLO tattoo on your neck also causes a lot of problems. I don't like that the YOLO tattoo only gets you a lifetime supply of mangoes. You would think that a lifetime supply of mangoes, um, I don't know, I would just prefer to have infinite mangoes. Like, rather than them say lifetime supply, I always feel like that's still limited. Like, whenever anyone says that, that doesn't mean I can get a mango whenever I want. It probably means I get regular shipments of like a few mangoes. And that's not what I want. I want to have buku mangoes. Mangoes should just be free for me for life. That's like a. Because then I can just flip them. I can flip my free mangoes. People want to buy mangoes. Come on. The 50K worth of Bitcoin is weird because the Bitcoin market can fluctuate. But at the same time, you don't want a swastika tattoo on your chest. At least if it's on your chest, you can hide it. Just don't go swimming. Don't do things that will involve you having to take off your shirt. Especially if you work in the professional field. Like I couldn't get away with having a tattoo that is super visible, but it also would be really suspect if anyone learned that you had a swastika tattoo. So it's weird. I want to see what the comments are like. Change that 50K worth to 50 actual Bitcoins and then point me to the tattoo shop. If not, I love mangoes. So I like how, yeah, 50,000 means that you know that the Bitcoins are worth exactly $50,000 rather than you just having 50 full Bitcoins. 50 full Bitcoins probably is a better bet depending on where the market is at. Little Bit said, yeah, I was thinking 50K worth of Bitcoin isn't as valuable as it sounds. True, it's only worth 50K. Let's see, time to become devoutly Hindu so that nobody questions it. That's an interesting cover story. Just get the swastika, cash out, pay for a cover up to turn it into a cube, easy money. I like the idea of having them not remove the tattoo, but just edit the tattoo to where it doesn't look like a swastika anymore. And that is a lot easier to get away with. I do agree. I was thinking about tattoo removal maybe with the amount of money that you got. Um, but just changing it, I guess, is probably less expensive. Like just having them edit it. And if you're against getting tattoos, you wouldn't be able to do this would you rather anyway. So it's not a kind of thing where it's like, oh, well, I wouldn't want to because I wouldn't want to get a tattoo, So this is workaroundable. So scrolling down, this is r/mildly interesting. This newspaper from the Dominican Republic used a picture of Alec Baldwin as Trump. Like, rather than using an actual picture of Trump. Are we sure that the context of the article isn't talking about, like, not the actual president, but just, like, his comedic portrayal? Google Donald Trump. Don't use first picture. Use maybe the third or fourth picture. Happens to be Baldwin. Done. Okay, fair enough. I can see where that comes from. When you don't want to get caught for plagiarism and you're too lazy to fact check. In case you're suspicious, it is real. They even ran an apology. Oh, so they actually did mess up. The national newspaper published on Friday as from Donald Trump as a photograph of the actor Alec Baldwin, who imitates in a television program the President of the United States. The photograph was sent that day by Associated Press with the name of the actor and reported on the program, but it was placed as if it were Trump's, a situation that went unnoticed by all those who reviewed page 19. Rip. Rip. So everyone who looked at page 19 didn't realize that it wasn't the president. So that's interesting. Yeah, that deserved mildly interesting. I forgot about upvoting. So the Incredible Hulk versus every mosquito on the planet. That was pretty alright. I kind of wish it wasn't MCU Hulk though. Not gonna lie. The security camera picture of the cat is like shruggable. The Would You Rather, I think, is interesting. I wish the lifetime supply of mangoes one was just a better prize. It's better when both options are good and you don't know which one to pick, rather than one just seeming significantly worse than the other. Hmm? So someone did their own drawing of Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2. My question is, why does it say OC? Are they saying it's being posted by the original creator? Because I'm used to OC meaning like original character, but Gohan isn't an original character. Like, it's not their original character. Editor's note, not an actual teen. Facts. Yeah, I think they did a good job on it. He definitely had his heyday. I really like Gohan in the Buu Saga too. Yeah, this is like the second basketball meme template that I've seen for r/meme economy. Let's see what the comments say. I also wouldn't mind seeing that meme in action. Like, what are people posting on it to make it a joke? Someone said they don't think it's funny anymore. One person said this is great. Me, my dreams, simple format, I approve. Someone said was thinking the same thing. Let's see what they were thinking. I see. Kevin Love, the white guy, hasn't starred in a lot of League memes, so this is a breakout for him. Curry has been a mainstay meme-wise for a few years. Interesting. Now they're talking about basketball memes in general. So someone's digging the template. Imgur still trying to load. Me, my brain, unawakened fetishes. So the meme is mainly based around you holding yourself back from things you want. Which is interesting. I'm surprised that it's not someone else holding you back from things you want. Like what the picture actually shows. But yeah, it has some versatility. I'm glad that this is making its way up there. Relatable. Let's see. What would be creepy if done while constantly applying chapstick? I feel like most things that have to do with your mouth, like if someone was to kiss you while constantly applying chapstick the whole time, I feel like that'd be really awkward. I guess there's a difference between awkward and creepy. Maybe most creepy things. Or maybe constantly applying chapstick while doing something already creepy would just be funny. Well, let's see what they had to say. Someone I know likes to gross me out by putting on chapstick while darting their tongue and making eye contact. They laugh and I cringe. Running people through the body scanner as a TSA agent. Oh, I could see that. In jail, where they have you do the cough check, if they're like doing the check where you're bent over and you're like coughing, and they're like constantly applying like chapstick. You Remind Me of My Wife is also a pretty good one. What a pretty name. Pelvic exam. Giving or getting one. That's interesting. I feel like giving a pelvic exam, it would be creepy, but receiving one would, like the person doing it, like getting the pelvic exam, doing the chapstick thing, that also would be creepy. I could see if I was a doctor, I wouldn't be necessarily cool with that. Applying a second chapstick. So you're doing both. That's not necessarily creepy, but that's weird. I imagine you'd have a cycle thing going on where it's like hand over hand with the two different chapsticks. Gynecology. Hell, just saying gynecology while applying chapstick would be creepy. What is it that you do? Gynecology. That's interesting. Oh, dang, got him. There is someone who regularly uses chapstick all the time, and they're like, oh, I'm not trying to be creepy. Huh. So someone edited a picture of Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, to like Kingdom Come Superman. I vibe with that. It looks nice. They even gave him a little gray. Photoshop can be your friend. I am still hyped for the DC Cinematic Universe. I'm just not too excited for Aquaman. Definitely going to see it, but it's not something that's like really motivating me to see it. There's not a lot of hype behind it. And for a movie that's coming out later this year, where's our like weird trailer thing that we're gonna get? Are we not gonna get one until fall? I mean, it just seems kind of late. I'm already hyped for Ant-Man and the Wasp. You know, like they could hit us up with something. Pro fighting tip: sneeze on your knuckles before a fight in order to inflict poison damage. This is probably on like r/gaming or something. It's on r/memes. That doesn't really feel like a meme. Can confirm also works better when you're sick. You mean you're concocting your own very special poison within your body? A different way to think about it. Let's see. Again, I think that one wasn't very good, the poison damage thing. Kingdom Come Henry Cavill was nice, though. I feel like whoever did it did a good job. We'll give it an upvote. Let's see. Asahi Power Services umbrella drone hovers above your head to keep you dry. Okay. I don't know. It's a drone that you only ever use when it's raining. I feel like drones are too expensive to have them just for that, right? What did they say about it? I feel like there's an invention that I hold above my head for a lot less money that does the same thing, but I might be mistaken. I see where they're coming from. Yeah, like, now walk into a rainstorm and see how long it stays above your head. It has to, like, fight against, like, winds if it's really strong. Does it have the bullshit where if the wind blows too hard, the umbrella can fold inside out? Because I feel like that would definitely fuck up the drone's capability to steer itself around and not just completely get jacked. Couple blocks from E3 Convention Center. Looks like they're setting up some Fallout stuff. We got a Fallout 76 trailer recently, so it's probably something to promote for that. Seems like they're getting to work on that real quick. Let's see. So this is probably an r/. Are they gonna close the door? They didn't close the door themselves. They went hard though. They went a lot harder than I would have thought. As soon as the thing fell out of the car, I thought the dog was gonna give up. The dog actually flipped the carrier upside down to get in it. They were too hyped for that. It invoked a reaction out of me. You got me. Okay. Costco boosting hourly wages for 130,000 U.S. employees. That's probably good for people who work at Costco. This picture called Interference. Whoa, it animates. Oh, snap. Okay, so this is on r/art. I honestly thought this was r/creepy, which is something that I follow. So I'm not a big fan of like holes. And whenever I see oddly placed holes, especially on someone's body, it causes like an odd physical reaction that's like uncomfortable. So when I saw the face that had a hole in it, I immediately was like, ooh, with like the sketch style, this must be like an r/creepy thing. And then with the interference pattern, it's interesting that this isn't on r/creepy. I wonder if one of the first comments will be like, this should be on r/creepy. Let's see. So the actual first comment is this post should be an r/LSD. Want it to, but I prefer you get the credit. This is absolutely amazing. Okay, so someone else thought it would fit better on r/LSD. I could see it. Okay, so they have an artist interpretation of the work. That's cool. I'm glad that someone asked about it. So the artist interpretation was, recently I've been unable to think straight and I wanted to make something that could show that. So here's my take on that fog brain feeling, and I've taken to calling it. When I'm groggy, tired, and can't think straight, this is what I imagine happens in my mind. I feel like this is worth upvoting the person who asked about the artist's interpretation and then the artists themselves. I think that was cool. I feel like that's enough to satisfy me on that particular picture. See, we got an r/occult thing, followed immediately by an r/science post. I honestly didn't recognize that was supposed to be Goku. The image on the shoes is so heavily manipulated. I honestly thought I was looking at like a new Kamen Rider that I wasn't aware of. I don't know. For Dragon Ball shoes, I don't really vibe with it. If it was Kamen Rider, I actually would have been fully sold. So they threw me on that. German zoos escaped animals didn't actually escape, just hiding. Got 'em. Ultimate hide and seek Zoo Tycoon edition. Let's see. Today I learned inattentional deafness is when someone is concentrating on a visual task like reading, playing games, or watching televisions and are unresponsive to you talking. They aren't ignoring you necessarily. They may not be hearing you at all. Okay, I've had inattentional deafness before, where like if I'm talking with a group of friends and someone's like calling my name, I just may not hear them because I'm paying so much attention to them. Recently I felt weird while driving because if someone tries to talk to me while I drive, I feel like it pulls too much attention away from me while I'm behind the wheel. Not the same thing as this, but I guess a similar thing where you're trying to focus on something else, so it like pulls away. But this is like to a heavy extreme where mine is not as much so. Let's see, there's an AMA. We are an international group of leading physicists, including many Nobel laureates, assembled here at Case Western Reserve University to celebrate 50 years of the most successful theory known to humankind and explore what the next 50 years might hold. And they're doing an AMA. I guess I want to see what the top question is for that. Because that does sound interesting. Give me the top question. They're like showing everybody's name. Okay. What would you say is the most promising yet not proven theory? So, 6 years ago, they would have screamed Susie before the first comment dropped. Then somebody upvoted it. Let's see, something about tachyons. Looks like they haven't gotten to this one yet, but I do want to see the answer to that one most. The most promising but yet unproven theory. So here's an r/creepy post. It's not even that bad. I feel like the TV screen thing was bad, but I think creepy is such a subjective thing where each person has their own definition of what makes them feel, creeped out, that it is hard to like get onto that. So someone made a Utopia Gundam. I vibe with that. Right now it's trying to load Twitter. This is why people should share their images all over Imgur if they're gonna put it on Reddit. Yo. Here we go. I was like, where are the Utopia pictures even? I vibe with that. So, did they like buy an actual model kit that was like a Utopia Gundam style model kit? Or did they buy a Gundam model kit and then just paint it to look like Utopia? I think this in particular I really like this pose of him. That's cool. Or maybe they 3D printed their own. It looks like the post is not in English, so I don't know. I like that it has Zexel in English though. Let's see. Man, if they made Gunpla for all the different Utopia forms, I'd buy all of them instantly. All I could think about while watching Zexel was how much Utopia looked like a Gundam. This is just perfect. I like that people are really vibing with it. I've noticed that people really enjoy the Gundam models and like building Gundam models. It's become such a big thing that there's like a Lucky Dice event at like a local cafe that's just about doing that kind of thing. People really enjoy building and painting them, but it's just a really expensive hobby to have. Yeah, they dropped the ball. I feel like you just had to show that to one person before you printed it, and they probably call you out. Double chocolate glazed donuts? I'm actually not a big fan of you putting that much chocolate on a donut. Whenever I put a lot of chocolate into anything, I also like to put peanut butter also with it. I don't want just chocolate explosion, and the sprinkles seem lackluster. I've never really had a very positive sprinkle based experience where I'm like, man, pile on the sprinkles are good, because sprinkles just don't seem to really add anything. I think they exist mainly for texture. Let's see. Explain like I'm five. The reason behind 666 being the number of the beast. Okay, I want to see what the answer is. Both biblical and anthropological, if possible. It's interesting that this is a question that someone had. So I'll check it out. Excuse me. Let's see. It comes in the Revelation, the last book of the Christian Bible. The writer known to the theologians. I had to change it back to chat view on my computer, which is why I looked away and stopped reading. The writer known to the theologians as John the Divine describes a vision he had of the end of the world. This involved the overthrow of Israel's enemies and the coming of a new age in which God would rule for all of eternity. Chapter 13 talks about two beasts, one rising from the sea and one rising from the earth. The second beast is described as having horns like a lamb and a voice like a dragon's. And horns like a lamb, voice like a dragon. What else about him? And he puts a mark on every person's forehead or hand, without which they cannot buy or sell anything. So it's like an economic stamp. And in verse 18 it says this: Here is wisdom, let him who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. His number is, and then a number. This book is an example of apocalyptic literature, which is very popular around that time. Rome ruled over Judea, but not all Jews were very happy about this arrangement. There were actual terrorist groups fighting to free Israel from their Roman oppressors. Apocalyptic literature was often written to encourage these efforts, so it was a dangerous thing to be caught with. For that reason, it was written in religious metaphors. Bleh. It scrolled down. Where am I? Did I get completely locked out of the thing I was reading? Let me jump back, and maybe it can get me back to it. But that was very startling for me to no longer be in it. Okay, here we go. I don't even know what I hit. Did I accidentally hit that button with the down arrows? That's probably what happened. Okay. So here we go. For that reason, it was written in religious metaphors as a kind of code. so that to the Romans it would look like the incoherent ravings of a religious nutcase. Unfortunately, nearly 2,000 years later, most of these metaphors are lost on us. This verse is basically saying, if you can understand the code, you'll figure out what the beast represents. Here's a clue. The text was written in Koine Greek, the ordinary Greek spoken by ordinary people, not poets and philosophers of the first century. Like Latin, Greek used letters to represent numbers. Most manuscripts that exist give the number as, and then shows a bunch of symbols, which represents 666. The oldest manuscripts, though, give it as that, which represents 616. Fun fact about 616, that's the universe number for the main continuity Marvel universe in the comics. Weird coincidence. But it is a coincidence. And may be the original number of the beast. As it turns out, though, that may not be significant. The best theory is that you convert 616 into Hebrew, which also uses letters for numbers. You can get NROQSR. Most vowels are not usually written in Hebrew. Readers have to just know what vowels are. So this represents Nero Quasar, i.e. Nero Caesar in Latin. 666 also works though that gives you Neuron Quasar or Neron Quasar. I keep somehow holding my finger down and it like changing what it is. So I guess I need to make sure I don't hold the screen, because that time I was pretty sure I didn't hit that button. Okay. With an extra grammatical ending. Most theologians think that Revelation was written after the death of Nero and during the reign of Domitian. There are at least 3 possibilities here. Although it uses the future tense, this actually refers to past events. This is quite a common thing. Prophetic literature would often start with a list of things that had already happened, but in the future tense, so that readers would think, yes, that came true, this thing also came true, so the rest will also come true. There's an extra layer of obfuscation. Having figured out the 616 or 666 refers to Nero, the reader has to understand that Nero is actually a coded reference to Domitian. So the idea is that you think you've unraveled the code, but essentially you're unraveling the code of the code, in a way, is what they mean by like obfuscation. I feel like I'm not fully pronouncing it. There was a widespread belief at the time that Nero hadn't actually died and would return in the future, or even that Nero had died but would return from the dead. Edit, thank you kind people for the gold. I never thought this post would get this response. Okay, I'm glad that he got gold. That was definitely really informative. So scrolling through, because I know there's another gold post in here that seemed to say something that was like not for the Nero, like they didn't really care for the Nero explanation. Or at least that's what it seemed like. It was the post that I would see when I would hold my finger down and it would rush. I don't see it though. Let me scroll up to the top and try and repeat the mess ups that would happen before. Let's see. I've read a bunch of comments regarding Nero, some of which were very thorough, so no need to rehash that. I like to share a different interpretation that I heard a year or 2 back from a Catholic seminarian. No thank you. I don't know. There was something about the first guy who seemed like he really knew his thing, and that second guy seemed interesting because it was a different perspective, but then when they cited their source, I was like, I guess I'm not as interested. Nothing against like a Catholic seminarian, but I don't know. I guess I like the concept of them having more than one source than just one. Like if they had said, and it was something I looked into and this is my perspective, it'd be really different. Let's see. Aura readings and R slash energy work. Driverless cars okayed to carry passengers in California. That's pretty cool. Because I do want to not have to drive. I'm not a big fan of it. Sometimes it can be enjoyable. Most of the time, it's just a means to an ends, and I would prefer just really cheap public transportation if it was possible, you know. But I don't know. It's just not a big forward push in my city at the moment. Let's see. The most advanced smart lock of your smart home works with all top voice platforms. A smart lock for your home? You mean like for the door to your home? Also, I'm looking at an ad. For a minute, I thought that was another r slash futurology thing, or like r slash gadgets or something, and it got me slight hype. Not gonna lie. Let's see. Baby birds asked for my help through a dream. So I do like to follow r slash glitch in the Matrix. I feel like they can have interesting stories, but I don't want to read a really long post. And r slash glitch in the Matrix is pretty bad about them being long, because they have to try and explain why whatever their weird situation was a glitch in the Matrix. Let's see, we got a Photoshop battle for Vase Kitty. Let's see, it got its head stuck in a vase, freaked out, broke the vase, and was left with this, looking like an Egyptian god. Okay, what's the top one? Egyptian goddess. Yep, I feel like that's what most people would immediately go to. Oh, put him on a little statue thing. I would have liked it if the head was edited and it actually looked like it was made of the stone material as well. I think that would have been really nice. This pleases Nefertiti. Skyrim HD remake, so they're gonna make him a Khajiit, I imagine. There you go. Okay. I feel like a lot of times they don't go that extra mile on them on purpose so that you can still see, hey, this is the original image. But I still like it when they go the extra mile. Oh, that was cute. Because it's like it has its own little neck thing. And they gave it one for its tails and its arms and everything. That's nice. I don't know what this is. Oh, a doorknob. Okay. Thinking outside the box. I'll give that to you. Let's see. Speaking of boxes, is this gonna be like Schrodinger's cat kind of thing? Like, what are we looking at? Oh, like it's a Jack in the Box. Got me. That's not what I expected. So that was cool. That inspired some nice creativity. I do like crystal collections. I do think they're pretty dope. This person seems to have a lot. I guess I'm not a big fan of how similar they all are. I get that they have a theme. It looks like they really like the more green crystals that may be jade. But there's so many different types of crystal varieties, I don't want to assume anything. But I guess I like seeing crystals that are of different shapes. If they were like closer together maybe and arranged in like a little city diorama or something, because you can get really creative with your crystal collections. I guess I just feel like the picture feels too tame. Maybe there's too much white like against the crystals, like with the white background that's essentially the little countertop they're on. I guess I don't vibe with it. I feel like they should be on top of something else to make it more visually interesting. Like if they were on top of like a wood thing, like the wood thing that you can see kind of at like the bottom edge of the picture, I think that would be cool. So they're rainbow fluorite. I see. r/WTF stock photos. Okay, so I forgot about this subreddit. But r/WTF stock photos is great. Everything about it seems awesome. So, yeah, someone was hired to take this picture. Someone was like, I need suit-wearing giraffes looking at a computer screen. Why do they make these? Yeah, like I kind of dislike that this one is titled "When You Give a Flying Shit." The best part about r slash WTF stock photos is that they normally like to name them exactly what they are, and you read the title and you're like, "What?" And then you look at it and you're like, "That's exactly what it is." I get the concept of what they're saying when you give a flying shit. I feel like it would have been funnier if they like tried to literally describe what was in the picture, because someone essentially has to tell the graphic designer or the photographer, "Hey, I want you to make a picture of this because I think someone's gonna buy it." What? That one is so creepy. um, they only get stranger from here too. Woman protecting taco in forest fire. So it looks like yoga, but they're holding a Taco Bell specifically, with a little lock on it. So they got the taco on lock, and they're surrounded by that mixtape. Is it supposed to be like the taco so spicy that like it annihilated everything? She spilt the fiery sauce. Who does yoga and also consumes Taco Bell at like the same time? I don't even know what her expression is. It's so neutral. Is she concerned? Does she want to keep the taco safe? Or is she more concerned about her? Why is she lifting the taco directly above her head? I feel like there are many questions here. She has a very green setup, by the way. She wore her green outfit today to the forest fire. Let's look at the comments for this one. I like how it was like, what is supposed to be your butthole after eating Taco Bell? Why is there a woman in my butthole? Questions. Real questions. Continuing on with WTF stock photos. When you need to feel more at home, what is that on the bed? I'm gonna put it up to my face. What? Is that ham? Is that a bunch of... Who did that? Someone for this picture, for the stock photo, said, "Hey, you guys, I need you to stare into this window. I'm going to take a bunch of lunch meat, and I'm just going to throw it all over this bed." I feel like you could wash the sheets and it would be fine. They still probably would smell a little bit like lunch meat. Who needs this? What is this supposed to be? Like, the idea of them making this a stock photo feels a little too ridiculous for when you need to feel more at ham. Got him. Where's my plane? What? I do really like this. They're all like kind of creative. Sweater clad bondage with banana guns. Feels like a Donkey Kong robbery. Can you hear me now? And she like sticks her face into the computer. That's interesting. Tilted making cookies during a gas raid. This has 30 comments. Let's go. Why aren't there more memes that use the like Shutterstock WTF stock photos meme? I mean, like, images. They all seem really crazy. So it feels like if you want to get like a really quick like picture for you to suddenly try to make into a format, you would just look to this Reddit and you would just try and customize it to your needs. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. But I never see it. Maybe because you don't want memes that have the Shutterstock thing on them, but maybe that could be a part of the appeal, you know. We'll see. It might be a thing someday. Excuse me. Zyklon B or no Zyklon B. When the annual kindergarten bake sale and your scheduled extermination of all non-Aryan inferiors fall on the same date. Dang. It is a very odd setup. Where the boys' nips at? They edited out his nipples for the stock photo. Why? Bankrupt hot dog business, no joke. The ones with the bananas are getting weird. Jesus riding a dinosaur hunting in the desert. And he has a sniper rifle, and the dinosaur looks like an orange. Got me. That's pretty great. The head looks like a goldfish. It does look like a snack that smiles back. Oh snap. That is just crazy. I've always wanted the ability to summon raptors, and this is one of those weird CGI ones too, where someone like 3D modeled this. Why is she in a bathing suit? Why is she the bathing suit god of raptors? She's gonna be the main villain in Jurassic World. Clearly, this is a spoiler. Jurassic World asked for this stock image specifically for their film. Maybe they were originally gonna hire an actress instead of Chris Pratt, and this is a older image recently discovered from Shutterstock. Harley David, son of God, and it's a teddy bear with facial hair on a wooden bicycle, and he has shades on. Drowning in paperwork. That one's good. You look at this image and you immediately go, yeah, I could see you wanting to have that as like an image that you sell as like a stock photo. You look at it, you get the meeting, you put this on a slide as a joke. Just be like, are you tired of drowning in paperwork? Like that sells. That one's not even weird. This makes perfect sense. Man who really loves his watermelon. Gosh, that's weird. A fish with a gun. That's not too bad. It's like a hunting and fishing thing. Shouting iguana. This is not an iguana. Bullet cat. What? How is this a Shutterstock image? I don't see it. I don't see the little tag. I don't believe it. It's just an edited photo. They can't get away with this. That's Trinity from The Matrix firing a cat out of a pistol. Cool bit of Photoshop, but not a stock photo. Agreed. And then someone said, is this a stock photo, though? HaHaStop.com. Looks like it's just a website with funny pictures. Yeah. If that was a stock photo, that would have been really interesting. But this, like, clearly isn't. That is definitely Trinity from The Matrix. For those times when you need to play the trumpet into your genitals in front of a woman covered in blood. What is happening here? This seems like a weird horror movie situation, where this would be a scene where they try to play it as calm, cool, and casually as possible, but they do that as a way for it to feel eerie and, like, make you feel uncomfortable. Man, why did... As someone was paid to take this picture, and then they attempt to sell this image to someone. Why is Michael Jackson the top comment? Could it be a scene from a horror film? Yeah. The woman hires a jazz band that plays her favorite tunes, and those tunes are meant to hide all the memories of the things she used with her power. Her mind. I should have known. Do your worst, mods. He had to do it to her. Dang. Don't know what's going on in that. Comment section was not too helpful. Didn't see that coming. Woman giving birth to a grown man. Stock photo. They got me. That's probably one of the best ones so far. Has 76 comments. Is a photo born of a stock photo? Or is it made? This should be a meme. How is this not a meme? Look at this. Put whatever you want. Put a title on the woman. Put a title on the man. Put a title on the doctor. Is the doctor slowly sliding the man out? Or with the hand position, is the doctor breaking the man's neck? So many questions. He looks so confused. Congratulations on your new husband. 0 to incest real quick. She's been stewing on that one for a while. Yeah, that's crazy. Exactly. In what context would you use this picture? If when your pregnancy takes 300 months. This is why Photoshop isn't free. Got him. Benjamin Button remake. This was a good one. This is whoever found that, bravo. Let's see, what's the stream quality looking like? It still says stream excellent, but my computer is claiming that the stream is not excellent. So tell me in the live chat if there's any lag or anything. The kneecap has a headache. That's dope. That feels like something Adult Swim would use. Ah, yes, I too enjoy doing hair when whilst reading the Bible. And being hung? Who wants this one? That feels so specific. That's a holy Bible, my dude. One tier up from the Bible. That's the Bible we have over 100 of at my work. I work at a hotel, 1 per room. Someone defaced one recently, or at least it was discovered recently. I don't get why this is still a thing. That's not what people use for heroin, but I get your point. With a noose around his neck. Yeah, he doesn't mention the noose at all, like in the title. He thought it was just crazy enough for him to have both of those things. Which I guess it is. Like, even if it didn't have the noose, it would be like a weird picture to look at. Are they trying to say that all of them are supposed to be like killing yourself in a way? That's I don't understand the statement of this picture. The French lingerie one. That is weird. That's not where croissants go. Happy birthday with a candle and sprinkles and a raw chicken. Again, you gotta keep in mind with each of these pictures, somebody was paid to take this picture and put it on the website. And then they expect you to buy use of this picture so that you can use it in your own things. This one makes sense. Like, this one isn't weird. Any one of them where you can look at it and immediately know what it's for, it's not even that weird of a stock photo. Like, they're clearly saying that smoking is dangerous and it kills people. Oh, snap. You know. If you can understand why it exists, then it's fine. This one's fine. People are gonna think that's cute, put it on something. Still doesn't have a defined enough meaning for me to be like, it's whatever. It looks like she's heavy. Like, it looks like your boy's straining really hard to try and carry her. My boy's buckling. I don't think he's gonna get very far. No. Stop. Don't do that to a cactus. This is so weird. It does seem like the cactus version of the Subway thing. So there's this weird phenomenon where people will replace that with like Subway sandwiches. This feels like the same thing, but they're replacing it with cactuses. Why is that a stock photo though? Like, who wants this stock photo? Does it apply if you're selling cactus? Does it apply if you're selling like aloe vera lotion? Is it supposed to be like that kind of thing? But that's definitely weird. A gummy bear killing itself? Why is that a stock photo? I feel like that is That is probably the last thing I would have expected. And we already saw one with a noose like a little bit earlier. But I guess the gummy bear got me. What gets me about the gummy bear is they decided that it would make the most sense if you had two pictures. One where he looks at the noose and the other one where he gets in it. But it's worse because if you look in the background, there are a bunch of gummy bears watching him. So it may not be suicide. That may just be like an execution. Also, the person put a pun in the title. Excuse me. Gosh, that's bizarre. Whoa. That's pretty crazy. Where do you put your deodorant? Hold on, we're about to solve this mystery. Okay. So, you normally want to put deodorant on the armpit. So because he has an arm in his neck and he also has an arm for a leg, you probably would want to put deodorant at his hip, and you'd want to put it at his neck, I guess. Like, this area would be his armpit. Man, getting dressed in the morning would be a struggle, dude. High fives would be interesting. Let's see. This is not how you make drunken chicken. That's facts. Skeleton headache is fine. I feel like I understand what's happening. It's like an old people thing. Like, are you tired of just kind of being dead already, but you're not? At least that's what I take from it. What? That's crazy. There are too many of these, like, Jesus stock photos where they just have different images of Jesus doing weird things. Like this one with him on a laptop and him doing F in sign language. What is that? Don't it feel good to be a gangster? This feels like somebody's desktop background. Tell me in the comment section if this is your desktop background. Someone's gonna have this as their profile picture. When someone loves broccoli way too much, they're all about the green, dude. Okay. We've been in r/WTF stock photos for too long. I can get trapped in that, dude. They're just really good. Wonder Woman 2 will be set in 1984. So here's Linda Carter in 1984. Linda Carter. Was she the original Wonder Woman actress from the old TV show? My dad used to watch Wonder Woman by himself when I was a kid. My mom wasn't a fan. If it was a rerun, he would just turn the volume on the TV all the way down and listen to the news on the radio. 6-year-old me was very confused by this. 38-year-old me totally gets it. Interesting. He was just in it for the look of Wonder Woman. r/anime? I don't know. I feel like it could be better. It's something that I followed because I wanted to see like cute anime pictures, but it's not what I expected. I thought it would be more like the r/all that has animals. And it's like animals doing cute things, but it's not a bunch of anime animals. So I don't know how to feel about it. I'm still on the ropes about whether or not I don't want to follow it anymore. r/Tales from the Front Desk can be really good, but that's another one where it can get kind of long, and I don't want to read a really long post. Most of my time on Reddit, I only want to get into like a lengthy thing if I know that it's going to be like comments. Reading a long period of comments is fine. So the Wonder Woman 2 logo is revealed. Okay, cool. Do we know when Wonder Woman 2 is coming out? I imagine someone's going to say it in the comments. Bethesda, we went from FO4 to FO76. Patty, hold my Cosmo. But seriously, I'm really excited for this. Also, 2K went from Bioshock 2 to Bioshock Infinite and got him. Microsoft went from Windows 8 to 10. Apple said good idea. Bethesda said hold my Nuka-Cola. We went from 4 to 76. Patty said yeet. Wonder Woman 84. Oh, I hope they don't call it that. Wait a minute, they said this is the logo? So it's gonna be Wonder Woman 84? Please don't call it that. That sounds really weird. A Cold War setting for Wonder Woman does sound cool. Especially if they're pursuing a socio-political angle, which is likely. This is right in the middle of Reagan years, and while I don't think Patty has anything explicitly about the current polarized political atmosphere, this period would be a great era to comment on if that's what she wanted to do. Besides the fact that 1984 is when Lex Luthor was born, and that his dad fled communist East Germany, the potential connections in the storyline, especially if they're building up to a Legion of Doom movie, would be very compelling. That's interesting. I like their insight. I appreciate it. I don't know when this movie's coming out. Someone said if that is the title, it's pretty smart marketing. It's a great hashtag and won't confuse people with the Second World War when talking about the sequel. So people won't think that WW2 really means World War II instead of Wonder Woman 2. I guess. I don't know. I still think it's a weird title. Wonder Woman 84. In the late 60s and early 70s, Wonder Woman was portrayed more as a spy than as a superhero. I wonder if this will reference any of those storylines. Nightmare Batman said, it would be awesome if they made that a part of her arc. Like, most of the action in Acts 1 and 2 are spy, James Bond type stuff. And then in Acts 3, she lets her Wonder Woman persona loose for some big superhero spectacle stuff. Okay, I could see that. I read the Wonder Woman encyclopedia recently. And there is so much history with Wonder Woman that I am at least a little hyped for the movie. I wasn't too big of a fan of the first Wonder Woman movie, but that was because I felt like there was a hard plot inconsistency with the rest of the DCEU continuity. But that got fixed in Justice League. They like have a sit down about it and they straight up talk about it. And I felt like that was really needed. There's a Mandela Effects post about Fruit Loops. It's a pretty short video. Let's see. I've watched over 50 videos where people complain that it used to be fruit and not fruit today. I just googled it and it's fruit again. Now those videos I watched are gone and have been replaced by videos of people saying it's fruit, not fruit. Huh. Yeah, I've also never seen Fruit Loops where the fruit is spelled correctly, unless they're talking about like a knockoff brand thing. This is Accidental Renaissance, right? Because it definitely looks like Accidental Renaissance. Also, that looks dope. That's just a really cool picture. Looks like your boy's flying. There needs to be an accidental superhero, like, picture. Reddit. If that's not a thing, I'd definitely like that to be a thing. Ooh, H3H3. I see what they're going at, but that could have been more interesting. I do like these little r/imaginary mindscapes and imaginary colorscape posts. They're always really nice. Here's an imaginary colorscape right afterwards. This one's kind of dull. I'm sad that they didn't represent. Imaginary colorscapes, I'll try and show you a better example, is supposed to be super colorful. It's a, like, part of the appeal of imaginary colorscapes. Look at that. Look at all the colors. It's like what I'm here for. Though I'm in large part here for like scapes, like they say, like big landscapes of the art. So I guess I'm not as into the portrait thing that they have going on here. This is fine with the landscape idea, but it's just not colorful. Here you go. Color. Though that one is still a little dull. I don't know. I'm surprised that some of these feel like they dumb down the colors. Here we go. I want it to pop. I want it to like really like flare out at me when I see it. And then I can go like, yeah, like this is like hardcore imaginary colorscapes. But I'm not as big of a fan of the duller colors. It's been a minute since I've looked at r/surreal memes. I'm still trying to figure out how to break them down and make them really work the way that I want. And what I mean by that is, I guess I want to understand them better. They have like a rule guide to what are the rules you need for a meme to be surreal or not. And I try to evaluate these memes when I look at them to see if they fit the rules. I feel like this is a repost. Like I've already seen this before. Yeah, people are like repost, hard repost. And I like how someone asked, is that a natural surreal meme? It is interesting that it happened accidentally, but it is definitely surreal. It has like an extra level of awareness to it. The vault bank being demolished. That is interesting. So this is what like a demolished vault looks like. And you can see all the weird bar caging around it. That's cool. What's the top comment on that? Sneaky bank robbers posing as a demolition crew and tearing down the entire bank just to get at the vault in broad daylight even. These guys are brash. Let's see, this is called Just Walk Right Out. Is this a reference to something? Oh, okay, so it's like a Key and Peele thing. Yeah, it's just a job. I see what they mean. Let's see, has anyone watched the Power Rangers Dino Force Brave? If so, is it worth watching? Dino Force Brave. I haven't really watched a lot of the new Power Ranger shows yet. I'll dip my toes in and then I won't commit. Let's see. It would be weird if a human yelled out, anyone wanna fuck? But birds do it all day and nobody cares. A lot of animals are a lot more showy and open about that kind of thing. Julie Andrews initially turned down the role of Mary Poppins because of her pregnancy. Walt Disney, however, insisted, saying, "We'll wait for you." Oh, that's nice. Respect Rocket from Young Justice. It's interesting to see her get a respect thread. She didn't really come into the series until later. When you put something in the shopping cart and hope your mom wanted a whole dog, chill. Let me see that Rocket respect thread real quick. Stops a bus from falling and pushes it back up. Combined with Robin's gas bombs, knocks out a mind-controlled black canary. Contains an on-mode blue beetle. Contains a mind-controlled Wonder Woman. Withstands a blast from a mind-controlled Captain Atom. Mind-controlled Captain Atom, you imagine, wouldn't hold back. Oh no, it's Captain Atom like an atom, not Captain Atom like him. Oh wait, it is him. It is the one I wanted. Cool. Yeah, that is who I wanted. That's impressive. Captain Atom's one of the best characters, though in Young Justice, like most of his non-comic interpretations, I don't think he got the limelight he deserved. Protects Dr. Fate and herself from the World's missile barrage. Can't absorb energy from sonic attacks. Survives an apocalyptic weapon that's capable of disabling the new gods of New Genesis. Tags a mind-controlled icon. Dodges an attack from Shimmer. Dodge an attack from a mind-controlled Batman. Knocks out a couple League of Shadows assassins. Grab a gunman, flies up a story or two, drops them. Whoa, isn't that killing them? Am I about to watch a clip of her kill someone? And deadass. I guess he's supposed to fall in the tree. Is that the idea? Instead of, him dying horribly. Catches a couple guys after they fall out of a helicopter. Let's see, do you have any feats for Wonder Woman and Captain Atom for scaling? Yeah, I imagine Captain Atom is undersold. Contains a mind-controlled Wonder Woman. I guess those are some of the best feats for comparing. If you understand how strong they are, you can better attest to how strong she is. Wonder Woman is incredibly strong, so that is an interesting concept. Feels casual, too. Because I don't think she's straining too hard. She ended up entering a fight with Batman and she's still doing it? Hold on, let me see the Batman feat. I think we can see more of it. We scroll. Because did they not mention her doing a Batman thing earlier? There's the bus, there's the Robin thing, Black Canary, Blue Beetle. The on-mode Blue Beetle one is probably one of her best scalable feats because we have so much stuff about Blue Beetle. He's explored heavily in Young Justice. Yeah, Rocket's containment fields are really good. Oh, it's still going. I thought it had paused the little video thing. And they did have a feat to help scale the New God weapon a little bit. Make it better. Okay, so we can get to see how it disables the New Gods. But then we're going to see how it affects Rocket when she gets hit with it. Honestly, right now it's feeling more like a feat for Aqualad. I like how the durability feat is just, it didn't kill her. It didn't kill the New God guy, right? I don't know. That didn't seem like too big of a feat. I'm still glad that someone made one. I'm surprised that she didn't have one before. But, like I said, well, actually, I was surprised that they didn't have one in the first place. No, I was surprised that they had one in the first place because she came up later in the series. But I guess it makes sense. Beating with confidence. So let's see this dude. Can I get it in... Oh, nice. I love how he jumped over the leg. I want to watch that one more time. Because Homeboy did a little bit with his leg, but he didn't do enough. Your boy killed it. And when he watches that, everybody loses their mind. The way he rolled on it, too. That was pretty dope. I don't think anybody was ready for that. Oh, so there's another video from a different angle? Interesting. Yeah, everybody's digging it. Let me check out r/that happened. Only the truest stories ever told on the information superhighway. Yes, under Rule 2, you have to redact your username too. Okay, so that's not someone's thing. Tumblr posts are a gold mine. So people just telling stories that aren't true. My best friend just realized 30 minutes before her curfew that she's an hour away from home in the most dangerous part of the city alone, with the buses no longer running. So she calls the police to take her home. I can't stop laughing. Update: the cop that came to pick her up is a hot 20-year-old guy that's flirting with her, and now I'm not laughing anymore. And then she hooked up with the cop, and then he said F the police. I don't know. So the whole point of this Reddit is to just have people put weird joke, not weird jokes, but people put supposedly true stories that people believe are hella fake. So my mother caught a hawk while it was diving to get her chickens, and it just has the most confused face ever that this could have gone so wrong. She caught a hawk mid-dive. With reflexes like that, she should join the Avengers. That does sound like it would be pretty difficult. Too long, too long. I would repopulate the world myself, not given much experience, but almost every time I have gone beyond finishing the job, except for the first chick. One called me 4 hours later, saying she was still coming. Shut the fuck up. that one's a pretty good one for this, where you would read it and you'd immediately be like, no, stop. Fourth graders kill fish with Screamo? In fourth grade, my friend and I did an experiment for science class, and we wanted to see how different kinds of music affected fish. So we bought a fish and put it in a bowl, and then we started playing Screamo, and the fish died. What? I feel like the fish probably died for other reasons. Let's see. Walked outside of my office, headed home to finish out the work week, only to have a giant burly construction worker say, "Hello, fellow human. Have a great weekend." Unexpected gender neutral kindness? I'll take it. Happy weekend, y'all. That's fine. Yeah. I don't know. That actually felt like a more believable story, but I don't think the person who said that was necessarily trying to be gender neutral. I think it was just them saying something that was nice but weird. Sounds like something one of my friends would say just because. Excuse me. Someone over at r/what is this thing told me to post it here. Found this in the inside of a house a friend is trying to sell. Anyone know what it could be? When I look at it, I see like a sigil. I wonder if it's a specific symbol. It looks like a combination of multiple symbols. Probably just a doodle. The only thing I could recognize in the symbol is the Taurus at the bottom. What do you mean you can only recognize the Taurus? So I also too recognize the Taurus. But if you look up, they definitely have like the pentagram star in it. There's a cross at the top. I feel like the little spine skeleton thing is probably something. It makes a little diamond when you like. I feel like the whole point of it is that it's like an amalgam of multiple symbols on purpose. But I feel like the Taurus isn't the only little piece. That's also the symbol of the horned god, consort to the triple goddess. Reminds me of this. Posted up a Tumblr post. Sigil making with Lee. Yeah, it looks like a sigil. Maybe a past owner made a sigil for whatever purpose. And then someone said I'm probably wrong. I don't know. I think they're right. I'm gonna upvote that. I think it's a sigil. Likely a sigil. It'd be impossible to determine the meaning. Yeah, I think it's a sigil as well. The top is what gets me. It's a pentagram, a septagram, and an enneagram rolled in one. Okay, thank you for someone knowing what the other things were. I knew it was a whole bunch of symbols, but I didn't know what all the symbols were. Let's see. Startup founder working full-time remotely off-grid from a converted Land Rover Defender camper van that I built. Ask me anything. Okay, a little AMA. Mom painted my dog and her puppies. Oh, that's cute. Is that r/all? Yeah. That definitely feels like r/all. Hashtag feels like r/all. Under the neighbor's rhubarb plants today. Just a little Bambi. There you go. r/all. Hitting me with the twofer. My friend's a Halo Warthog costume for a boy in a wheelchair, since he lives at the hospital and doesn't get out to play much. This will make life a whole lot more fun, and tomorrow he's going to be driving in a parade. Oh, that's cute. I dig that. One of my friends got in trouble for dressing up in a Halo cosplay that he had made. But it is always good to get that kind of thing cleared with people first before you go out and do stuff. r/aw I feel like should be for animals, even the anime one. At first, I think when I like subscribed to it, it was like a cat girl, and I was like, close enough. You know, that's cute. I don't know. Now it's just people. I don't really dig it as much. Let's see. Not a Borderlands guy. Just never really have been, so that's not as interesting. Ooh, this looks like it's straight out of a video game. Upvote that. She has a little scared Furby looking dude. You know, I actually really vibe with the Furby looking dude. I think that's my favorite part of the whole picture. The monsters are cool too. Still dig this guy though. I think I would call him Furby if he was like my sidekick in a video game. Oh, a surreal meme. No matter how far I run, the grapes always find me. It's the whole grape squad, dude. The grapes of wrath. One thing that's very interesting about whenever you introduce a surreal meme that has like characters, it can start to become something that spreads, where you'll start seeing the grapes and like other things. Orang is already a character and he's just like an orange. Those ducks are ready, dude. Oh. Not what I expected. Didn't think the dog was like shepherding them. That was cool. I'll give it a little upvote. Petition to change upvotes and downvotes into transcendence and descendants. Help an argut and zealous cause, and it has a little crab on it. Have you got something against the beautiful sea crustaceans? They are not the superior sea mollusk or the cephalopod. Have a transcendence. I see what you mean. They could definitely do that for that Reddit in particular. I feel like it would fit really well. Oh. The interviewer actually had like a really interesting comeback. That was smooth. That was dope. But almost no one has. That's the interesting part about what they just said. What's the good movie? Conversations with Other Women. Aaron Eckhart and Helena Bonham Carter meet at a wedding, and it turns out they have history together. The movie follows them over the course of the evening. It's basically just two people talking for an hour and a half, but it's a perfect little film. It also done entirely in split screen, with half of the screen following him, half following her. It sounds gimmicky, but after about 2 minutes you get used to it and it just works. Let's see, a Danish language movie called Jagten or The Hunt. If you can handle it being Danish language with English subs, it's a great story about how rumors and village chatter in a rural community can escalate out of control. The question is a catch-22 because the most popular answer will dictate that it's a movie a lot of people have watched. Damn. Facts. What was Little Big Man? I jumped away, but my eye had like just caught it. But that sounded interesting. Little Big Man, fictional account of a white kid kidnapped by Indians, lives with them and learns their language and culture, and then ends up being the only white man to survive Custer's last stand. It's partially a comedy, but has some sad moments addressing the slaughter of Native Americans by the U.S. Army. Excuse me. Dustin Hoffman and Faye Dunaway are the big names in the cast. Harold and Maude, a suicide teenager, is obsessed with death and hangs out in the cemetery at strangers' funerals, where he meets an old woman who also hangs out at funerals, but for more positive reasons. Hilarity ensues. Bonus soundtrack is by Cat Stevens. Now, Voyager, Beat Davis plays an abused spinster who gets a second chance at life. It's somewhat dated, but watching her come out of her shell and standing up to her nasty crone of a mother is worth it. Interesting. That person mentioned multiple movies I had never heard of before. YouTube prankster arrested after live streaming fake bomb threat at University of Washington. RIP. You shouldn't do things like that. Let's see our dog at the beach. The resemblance was uncanny. Oh, nice. I would have liked this if it was on r/Photoshop battles. But I guess it's not a battle if only one person did it. All-terrain affectionate tail waggler. Got him. Uncanine. I'll give it an upvote. It's getting a little bit late. I'm feeling time go by on me. So it's probably a good time to get off the Reddit and for me to head to bed. I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you like this video, make sure to smash that like button, favorite, comment, subscribe, and ding ring that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we do these live streams. This is your host, your friend, your boy, JebLife1 and only, logging off. Peace, and thank you for watching.